I'm here. I'm not in Brussels. The reason is that I'm looking after my two children while my wife is in the UK, and they're both not been very well, so we had to cancel our holiday to Brussels and balancing doctors and so on. So I think it's really important for guys to have these experiences sometimes and do this kind of thing. Over the last 20 or 30 years, we've seen a transformation in the UK where men play much more of a role with families, much more of a role in bringing up their children, are able to, look after them for a week or two while their partner goes to attend to her business, goes to attend to family, goes to attend to whatever may take her away, or just goes and has a break because she earns it and damn well deserves it. And she comes back and she finds the children are still alive. And I think that is, that's real progress, actually. And there's a lot of other progress as well in my country in the last 20 years about families and bringing up children. We've seen maternity leave increase significantly. Now it's statutory that a lady can have 1 year's maternity leave in the UK and be able to return to her job after that, subject to some fairly light qualifying criteria. But what you might not know is that there are now a range of other options, including the option for a couple that have a child, and they can be a man and a woman, or they can be two men or two women that have adopted or whatever, for them to split the paternity leave. So the lady can have 6 months, the man can have 6 months, for example, and again the employer must support this if that happens to be their choice. And this is a fairly recent development, one that actually occurred since I last lived in the UK, so I can't talk chapter and verse about it, but it is it's further progress. And I think my point is that we always need to progress, and we always need to evolve, and we always need to be as diverse as we can to get the best out of everybody. And in that context, the play we've just seen was absolutely brilliant, because in just 5 minutes it gave a really, really good, a really strong, a really important message. It made people laugh. If you laugh at something, then you remember it much better than if it makes you angry or something else. So I again, for the third time, commend those involved in writing and performing that act. And we need to think about what kind of messages we can give to those people that we work with, to those people in our family, about how we can be more inclusive, how we can be more diverse. One of the things about coming to these kind of events is that you never know who you're going to meet. And while I was outside, I met a Dr. Uma Esola, who is from the Indian Institute of Public Health and the program deputy director in Hyderabad, and she's been telling me about the work that has been done with the state government on disabilities. And I discovered that the Prince's Trust, one of the biggest charities with a patron from the royal family in the UK, is supporting this work, and indeed similar work in 11 other states in India. And I didn't know any of that, but it makes me very proud to hear. For myself, I have some neurodiversity. I even struggle to say it. I have some neurodiversity challenges. I have dyspraxia, which is why being asked to come on the stage and speak cold is never a good thing for me, but I've learned to be able to do it better than I ever used to. And also I have dyslexia. And interestingly, talking to Uma, I was thinking about how 30 years ago when I was at school, even more than 30 years ago actually, I look much younger than I am. I was really struggling because nobody even knew what dyslexia was. Nobody understood it. And since I've been living in India, And since I've met people who have quite a lot have dyslexic children, a few have had their children diagnosed also with dyspraxia, which is less well known and manifests in different ways. And quite often children who have one might have some element of the other as well. But the level of understanding and awareness in school here is taking me back to some of the experiences I had 20 or 30 years ago in the UK. First of all in education and then in the workplace. But now I look there and I see how young people that have exactly the same conditions have excelled. They've gone to be advisors to members of parliament. They've gone to into academia and they're studying for doctorates. They've gone on to achieve all kinds of things, and I think that's wonderful. And I think that in India, again, by embracing diversity, by moving this along as quickly as we can in each and every one of our workplaces, and I know that in this room we have some of the most powerful women in Hyderabad in different positions. You have that opportunity, and some men as well. But you have that opportunity to go back to your workplace and really take a fresh look at really what your diversity policy says, what you can do, how you can bring the best out of everybody. I worked for a government department in the UK for 28 years, having left school at 17, having never gone to school in university, and not getting very much help. When I moved to the Foreign Office on secondment, because I happened to have some particular experience they needed, that really changed my life, because they insisted I was properly diagnosed. They then gave me the help I needed, the strategies I needed to be able to stand up and address meetings like this that, I would have just run away. Honestly, in my mid-20s I would have just fled. Now it's okay, it's manageable. And they gave me some, and they believed in me, and they gave me a chance, and now I'm serving my government here before you as a Deputy High Commissioner, not an honorary one, as a Deputy High Commissioner to Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, and that is what can be achieved with belief and with the support, and you can empower people in all your workplaces and do the same. So please, I hope this will inspire you to do that. Thank you very much.